What up, y'all? It's Chris Weathers, aka Shorty C94, back at you again with yet another episode of Shorty's Sneaker Conversations. This is episode 147, featuring our guest, Johnsfitsnkicks, or Johnsfitsnkicks, my bad. What's up, Sip the Truth? Try to get our guest. What's up, Roy? Alright, John. What's up, No Roll 02? What's up, Mr. Shoe 913? Classy Classroom Chucks. Welcome. What's up,
Ah, what's up, man? Let me flip this camera around.
All right, what's up, John? Okay,
My camera not flipping around. There we go.
What's up, man?
Not much, man. How are you today? How's your Wednesday going?
It's okay, man. I barely went outside, so it's been a house cleaning day. I have a trip I'm about to take, so I hate coming back to a dirty house. So, you know.
I hate that too.
Yeah.
But I've been running around all day, so
I feel you.
when I get home.
Okay. Well, first of all, I like to, say thanks for being here. This has been a long time coming.
Thank you for having me. I'm happy to chit chat with sneakers, and I appreciate it.
No problem, man. No problem. Now, before we get started, I always usually ask my guests, what's the most important thing you've been able to take from the world since the pandemic started?
Man, I think that to slow down. I think I probably have a better connection with my immediate family now than I ever did before. Where we the pandemic was tough on everybody, and everybody had their own struggles. But I had a house that had multiple adults in it, and we really had a nice bubble that was able to maintain some social interaction that was really nice. And I think the pandemic really taught us to slow down.
Okay.
That's off the top of my head, that's the first thing I could have come up with.
Nah, man, I respect it.
So,
That's a good message.
to everybody watching, there's no precursor to these questions. Shorty's shooting them off from the hip. We're doing it cold here.
Yeah, I did want to apologize for that too. I normally
no, not at all. There's no. I'm not. I was just kind of informing people. I'm not. There's nothing to apologize.
This isn't scripted.
No. It's all off the cuff here. We're doing it. It's just fucking live, guys.
Yeah, man. All right. Well, let's get started with some origins. So, what was your first sneaker moment or memory?
I think one of the ones that kind of that I often think about I believe it was I remember where I was. I think it was 7th grade. I was walking through the halls, and it's the first time I saw the Jordan 5 on this kid. And I as the kid I was then, I was like, what the fuck is this Jeeper this dude's got on? Because I had never seen it before. And then, literally 2 days later, or 24 hours later, I saw a commercial or an ad, and then there was 10 other kids that had him at school. But this, I still remember this dude to this day. Well, he was the first one that had the ones at school. So that's probably one of my first kind of hype sneaker moments. I have much sadder ones that are much kind of coming from a lower socioeconomic family of kind of wanting to get to do sneaks, but ended up at Kmart and got the ponies.
Yeah.
Which is okay. Yeah, so, I mean, I don't think I would appreciate my shoes as much as I do now if I hadn't had those moments, not being able to get it. So.
I got you. I'm the same, where I was fortunate to have a dad in sports. Mm-hmm. So I had some sneakers, but going to a school with rich kids and semi-rich kids, it's I want the Jordans, but I want the Barclays and the Pennies and all of that too, because that's how those kids was coming. I'm like, damn, man, this dude had different pair of shoes every day.
It's like my parents knew the fucking budget or something. Everything was $20 to $30 short of that Jordan price level. So I had Air way ups because I couldn't get the penny ones. I did have a pair of Air Veers. Those Bruce Smiths.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like I was a shit when I had those. Like it was like that like now I'd gotten like kind of a top tier shoe.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, you know, I look back on that and I kind of like I don't know. I guess I like I was like, man, I wish mom and dad would have come off on the other ones, but I do like the existence of that Nike was kind of doing that. They, I mean, it would have been dope if they could have priced the top tier shit a little bit cheaper, but like they were trying to do silhouettes that match to try to do, you know, I guess fit people's budgets a little bit better while still handing over a pretty decent basketball shoe.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because I do feel like takedown shoes are kind of like a lost art in sneakers. They don't really do them, like they used to. Because to me, that way up, the flight turbulence, like a lot of those shoes were, hell, were just as good as the higher tier shoes.
Yeah, I don't know like where that gap is. I mean, I definitely remember being in high school and a kid. And it was never really like so much of a difference. I mean, you kind of knew if somebody had the pennies versus what you might have had. But like, I don't know. I'm 46 years old. I don't know what the fuck kids are wearing at school. I mean, like I do. I drop my children off at high school in the mornings and pick them up in the afternoons, and I see 13s and I see Panda Dunks and I see people in 1s and 3s and 4s and so on and so forth. And I don't really recognize. Like it seems like there's I don't know. Like I don't know. Maybe I'm talking out of my ass, but like there's more shoes out there to choose from now than there was when we were in high school. I assume. I mean, I assume we're pretty close to the same age. You know,
Yeah,
like we have like a lot more people making a lot more shoes that are a lot more, I guess, not necessarily hype, but what are they doing? Like popular non-hype stuff, Hokas. Like I see, if I could see high schoolers wearing Hokas. Okay.
yeah.
And,
I mean, I think
Crocs. Everybody wears Crocs.
Crocs, Chucks, Panda Dunks, some Jordans, but they didn't have that same, like when we were young. You know what I mean? It was like you were almost special if you had the J's,
Yeah.
especially the black and red one. But yeah, those were some good times. You got me by a couple, but we're in that same era. We're in that same
I
era.
graduated high school in '96, so.
All right, yeah, you graduated. I was just a freshman, but you know what I'm saying. That 95, 96, 12th grade for you, 9th grade for me. That's probably the best sneaker school year there ever was. Because you had so much heat.
Yeah, I mean, I remember it fondly looking back on it. I mean, I like another story I distinctly remember. Like I was playing pickup football. I used to do it in my church parking lot with a bunch of kids in the youth group. And one of my brother's friends, actually my brother's best friend at the time, was playing, and he had a pair of the Silver Bullet Air Max 97s, and I was just like, God damn, bro, like them motherfuckers were way out the budget. Like it wasn't even close. It wasn't like an extra 20 on top got you a pair of Air Max 97s. It was just like, and I mean, I got them right here because of that moment. I love them. But yeah, that's kind of that same era of like, it's kind of these incredible shoes that Nike was making that I don't know what if they could ever grasp that again or something. There's like I don't know. I'm like a sneaker guy, but like I took big hiatuses, so I'm like not some guru who knows a lot of shit. I know a handful about the stuff I have, and this iteration of sneaker collecting that I've gotten into is kind of like probably the one that's going to stick and keep growing here. But I definitely, I mean, the love of my sneakers now has definitely started somewhere in middle school and high school with the stuff I was able to get, and B, the stuff that I couldn't get.
Yeah, 97 was an interesting time just because, like, that was around the time I started buying sneakers.
Mm-hmm.
But that was kind of like, because that 97 and the Jordan 13, they just came out at 150. And that wasn't, to me, a regular price point until that time.
Mm-hmm.
You had a couple shoes to me that were like more than that, but it wasn't many, because when I tell the young dudes that I'm cool with that are in the shoes, I'm like, the Jordans was 125 for like years. Like they weren't expensive like they are. They're like, for real? I'm like, yeah, the 11s were 125, bro.
That
You know.
that era for me was definitely kind of paying much more attention to trainers. I've definitely like tried to do some reach backs and find some of the Adidas's I had, and I had a pair of Diodoras. I had a couple dudes that were my best friends were big soccer guys. They were on the soccer team. So they went to this shop over here in Raleigh called Second Soul, which was a big soccer joint. It was like at the corner of Wake Forest and Millbrook. It might still be there. I'm not sure, but back when they had like these retail shops that were kind of like specialty sports. Like this was a soccer shop. I guess they still have that for certain sports. I don't see them as much as I used to. Like you see not a racquetball, what a lacrosse shop every once in a while. But.
Nah, we had Second Soul because I'm from Cleveland. I've only lived in North Carolina since 20. We had Second Soul up there. Definitely like a super functional place. You get Mizuno's or those kind of shoes there for actual function. So I got you. You're from.
They always ran like this summer tent sale in the parking lot, and that's the kind of shit my parents fucked with. Like, hey, this is only $60. Look at these shoes; they're worn out. I need more. $60. So,
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But you're from the Central North Carolina area.
I'm from Raleigh.
From Raleigh.
Born and raised.
Okay.
I went to ECU for 5.5 years for some college and a little bit of grad school, and then moved back to Raleigh. And I've lived in Garner. I live in Cary now, but I've been in the Triangle area my whole life, minus the college years.
All right. So, with you being a Cary resident, we'll jump forward a little bit. What are your feelings on the Nike store at Fenton?
I fucking dig it, man. Like, okay, so now I can order whatever the hell I want from Nike, and I don't have to mess with like mailing it back. I can go in there and return it directly, which is kind of nice. Which is like adds to the second point of like I'm not the only person doing this, so I can go into that shop every day, and they got new shit that people have returned. That it's clearly like some of it's hype, some of it's not, but like stuff that's sold out on sneakers is sitting there right on the shelf, and I mean, there's been multiple pairs that I kind of thought about getting. I was like, I didn't get it on sneakers, or I thought about chasing and I didn't. But I like it. It's like my son likes it. He can like go look at new T-shirts and shit like that. I do like it for the sense of like kind of going and looking at just like the regular Nike silhouettes, like the really the performance side of Nike is really kind of like they're putting a real like pin on that, because then they got the whole display for the Metcon stuff for the CrossFit guys, and then they got the basketball shit, and then that run stuff, that Zoom Fly 3 or whatever, man.
The Alpha Fly,
it weighs like it's like the weight of like 2 paper towels. It floats practically. It's crazy.
Now,
I like it, but like Fenton's cool. Like I go over there and take pictures. I got several reels I've shot there. But it's like it's pretty yuppie up there. It's expensive restaurants. Gentrification of Cary. Yeah. I mean, I live in Cary and I love Cary, but like there's also it could be better.
I got you. Now my next question is, since you're from, would you prefer Fenton or Carytown Mall or whatever the old mall used to be?
I'll tell you, I think I would prefer. Well, I never went to the Cary Mall until kind of like after it died. I grew up going to North Hills Mall.
Okay.
Because I actually so if you like, I don't know how well if anybody on here knows Raleigh, but like at 440 and Six Forks, there used to be an apartment complex. Now it's like what they call Midtown with all these high-rise apartments. But that's where I grew up, like across the street from North Hills Mall. Yeah. So, God, I remember running across like that 6 lanes road, like get fucking CDs to pick up, to sneak back in the house to make sure my parents didn't see the parental advisory on it.
I lived that life too.
Bro, like my parents are so dumb at some points, bro. I would like sneak a CD that didn't have it on there in like my pants or something with me, and then act like I bought that one again. Like, well, where's the rapper? Oh, I opened it up and was looking at it while you were driving around the parking lot. I don't know, sneak it in, DOS Effects and Ice Cube CDs.
See?
So anyway, I grew up going to that mall and Crabtree. So like with me being in Raleigh, we never went to Cary.
Okay. Yeah.
But so like I guess comparatively, like we have Crossroads. Crossroads is a pretty big shopping center. And if I had to take Crossroads over Fenton, I think Fenton's really pretty and has some really neat stuff, but like Crossroads is like a classic. But now I sound like an old dude, you know.
Well, John,
Oh, really? You like the strip mall, huh, John?
yeah, I've had to accept it. You know, we're old. Shout out to everybody joining. I'm not trying to be rude. Hello, everybody.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah, okay, Kevin. North Hills Mall was cool. Yeah, it was pretty cool. I used to go to a place called Tape World to get CDs.
Yeah, you talked about the rapper, like they used to put the parental advisory on the sticker, but then they started including it with the artwork. So one time I tried to fake my parents out, and I had got I think it was an Ice Cube CD. It was from Woolworths, and I was like, man, they didn't even put the parental advisory on this. And then I get home and it's not even the same. It's like censored, and some of the songs are gone. And I'm like, damn, I thought I was playing it, but I played myself. Oh man. Yeah, my bad. I was supposed to start with asking, what did you pull out today as far as sneakers?
Oh, I mean, I didn't really have anything pulled out. I mean, I'm sitting in front of them, so I can kind of get whatever. But
Well, no, like what you wore. What you wore today?
Give me a second. I left it out here in the hallway.
I'm looking at all these Air Max 1s. I see 97s.
I took them off and put them at the top of the stairs, but like, where are these today?
Oh, okay, dirty denims. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
It matched the shirt I had on earlier today. So
I didn't like those when they came out, but I wish I had them now because I could have got them for.
That's kind of about how I felt. I've had a blue's not a color that like looks good on me in my eyes, so it's kind of I dig them like looking at the shoes, but then I put them on. I don't really like them on me. But I found a few outfits like I dig them. I'm glad I got them now. I've thought about whenever I've cooked them enough, like maybe bleaching them, like doing some of the DIY stuff that we saw when they first dropped. Those are kind of neat. But it's definitely a pair that I think is going to kind of age well. Like the more it gets cooked, it's going to look good. Kind of like these. Like the dirtier these get, I think the better they'll look. So.
Yeah, that one there, that might be the last Air Max 1 I think I purchased. I don't think I've purchased any new ones. I've thrifted some, but I haven't purchased any new ones, I think, since that. Today I pulled out these, but look, it's starting to crumble. Left from 2008 or 9, the Candy Pack 996.
Wow.
Yeah, sad day.
Excuse me. Hey, they got to go sometimes. I haven't really experienced that yet. I haven't had a shoe fall apart on me. I've done some definite reach backs for this collection that I'm a little worried about, but it's only a matter of time. I'm kind of looking forward to it. Like it's a sneakerhead badge of honor to have a sneaker long enough to deteriorate.
Yeah, I have a whole that's a highlight on this page is just dead shoes. So.
Oh no! I mean your collection is so fucking deep, bro. I was gonna ask you about you gonna chase those cons and the Carhartt collab that's coming up?
You know,
because I always think of like Converse, and you're like got a crazy Converse collection.
Nah, man, I appreciate that. You know, I have the last one they did with the camo. I don't really like this new one, and I've kind of been on a 1-star kick where I would get the 1-star in this specific collection. I probably would buy the 1-star before I would buy the Chuck. So, and I was also kind of disappointed. It's not a Chuck 70; it's just a regular Chuck. So I'm like, but I don't
I mean,
know.
I'm
They
an
come through
amateur. I don't know the difference there. I know that it's the words, but like when I was scrolling on sneakers and saw it, I see a Converse. I think of you. Like
nah, I appreciate
what were those dark sides that came out like a month ago, or like there was a restock of them? Like there's like kind of a cream and black ones that kind of look like a little futuristic. I don't know. They're fucking tough. Like they're kind of cool shoes.
I think you're talking about the Rick Owens, the
Yeah.
yeah.
It's like a Rick Owens sole. Yeah.
Yeah, because I got them like I'm actually if they go on sale because they're not really selling this time, I might actually double up because that's probably one of the Converse I wear the most. But they're kind of expensive, so I'm like, 200, it's a little much.
Yeah. What do you
But
think
yeah,
about we're starting to see the Yeezys hitting um the outlet malls, and I don't know, it's got me half thinking of making a trip to Smithfield to hit the Nike outlet, see what they got. I won't wear Yeezys. I won't get any more Yeezys, but I know my son wants a pair, and I don't know.
I really, of
I would have a lot less heartburn with buying him a pair of Yeezys for $130 than $250.
of course, I need a pair of foam runners. Like, when I was still married, my wife had bought some.
Mm-hmm.
She had the all black ones. Whenever I see them for a price I'd be willing to pay, it's always that one, the all black one. Like I want that shoe in like a earth tone color, but I'm not willing to pay more than retail for them. They only retail at 90. People are still trying to sell them for $200 and $300. So
Yeah.
um, I'd like to have a pair of those. But as far as like the others, most of the Yeezys I want are like the 750, and I have the first 750 with the fucked
Mm-hmm.
up zipper. But they kind of moved away from that model kind of quick when the zippers were fucked up. So they went to the 350. I'm kind of like 350'd out. I couldn't see buying another one of those. But I want a
Yeah.
foam runner, and I do want a pair of 450s with the little hand is coming from the
Yeah.
bottom. I want those.
Come
But yeah.
I've
So
gotten rid of most of the ones I have. I have a couple 350s. I have a pair of Quantums. Like I feel like if I ever actually hoop anytime soon, somebody actually says, "Hey John, you want to do a pickup game?" That's the pair I'm gonna wear because like it's Boost foam, like it's fucking comfortable. And then I got the infrared 700. It's like the high res red
oh,
700s.
okay.
Which
Yeah.
I kind of wanted those, and I wanted them so badly, and I got them, and then Kanye went fucking off the deep end.
Yeah.
So,
I will say, since you brought up the 700, I have the second color, the mauve color, but I need
mm-hmm.
the first color. I would also buy those, but they would also have to be cheap. They weren't worth 300 when they came out or anytime since, but if I could find a used pair for like 100, 120, I probably would do that too.
I'm sure you are too. I'm on eBay probably daily.
I was on there right before we started this show, John.
Air Max 1, size 11 and a half. Jordan
Oh,
2, size 11.
we wear the same size.
I wear 11 and a half and Air Maxes and 11 and everything else. And
I try to go up to a 12 with the Air Maxes just for that extra space, but
it gets to be too much for me. Like my left foot's like bigger than my right foot. So like if I went up to a 12, like the gap in my right foot would look like I have clown, or I feel like I have clown shoes on.
See, for me, Air Maxes and LeBrons are like this too, where if I can find a 12, it's considerably more expensive than the 11 and the 11 and a half. Like, for instance, one that when I was a store manager at Hibbett, I should have bought that I regret is that Watermelon Air Max one from 2018. It's
Yes.
I either find it'll be really cheap and messed up. I'm not going to try to cuss. It'll either be messed up and really cheap, or it'll be dead stock and $350. And I can't pay that for them. 150,
Yeah.
not 350. So
I've really enjoyed the deals I've been able to find lately. Like it's I've gotten to span, I guess, the gap of like the extreme of the COVID era of shoes of how expensive shit was. And then now, like, man, where are they at? Let's see.
I need to get out to Smithfield too.
These, like these polka dot Air Maxes.
Those are from 2014. I remember those.
Yeah. You're fucking better than I am. 2014, you're right. 9, 10, 14. I got my girl from just kicking it restorations to repaint these soles, but I paid $40 for them.
Oh man, see, that's what it's about, man. Yeah.
What's the other one? These, like, fucking. I just posted about these like a couple days ago.
Oh,
Worn like once, $45 to get it to my door. So I got to pay like $30, $15 for shipping. I mean, it's
yeah.
hey, shit. Hell yeah, buddy. I'll buy your fucking $40 Air Maxes that are dead stock all day long.
Yeah. The Version Violet version of that shoe, it's one of the few shoes where no matter how many pairs of those I have, because that was the first Air Max I ever had, I always buy one when it comes out.
Oh, the big windows?
Mm-hmm. Because that was, the Infrared 6, Chicago 1. It's a few shoes like that where the Magic Johnson Converse weapon, anytime it comes out, I don't care how many pairs I have to get one, if not two.
I've got to go back and get a pair of Carmine Jordan 6s. That was the first pair of Jordans I ever got. So, like, I had that experience with the Jordan 5s. The next fucking year for Christmas, I'm getting the Jordans. I saw that red and white ones, boy, and I'm like, I'm an NC State fan.
Perfect.
Grade, I was done. Them motherfuckers wear them every day.
Oh, man. So I was going to ask you that next with you being a native NCer. So Wolfpack is your school over Tar Heels and Duke and, okay.
Yep.
Wake Forest.
Yep.
All right.
I grew up an NC State fan. My granddad went to NC State, so my dad was a fan. But I mean, I've been going to state football and basketball games since I was little. I mean, through middle school and high school, me and my father used to go sell programs at football games to get into them for free. Like, Dad knew somebody from the church who, like, him and his son were selling programs, and we were able to get in on it. And,
Nice.
make $15 and then get into the game for free. And me and Dad would go just like stand where we well, you can't do it anymore because they built out Carter Finley so much, but there was places in the stadium where you could kind of go stand behind the bleachers and you have the best fucking seat in the house if you just wanted to stand the whole time. Like, you can see everything. It was great. So I have very fond memories of doing a lot of dumb shit at Carter Finley.
Yeah, when we were little, that was the last time I think that they won the Final Four with Valvano, like 83. So,
yep.
Good times.
I'll tell you, like, professionally, I was a designer drafter. A structural designer. I worked on cell phone towers, so I worked with tons of engineers. So, like, most of my professional work friends were NC State grads, and so I mean, it was surreal going to some of those games. I mean, we going out to a bar and meeting up with friends that I've been watching state games with for 25 years, and we've sucked. Fucking. I mean, there's not times in my life where we were good that I remember. I mean, I was alive during '83, but I'm 5 years old.
Of course.
And that was it was amazing. Couldn't believe it, and I'll take it, man. This must be what it's like to be a Duke and Carolina fan. You just get to like get experience. It's like every 5 years you get to another championship. Let's hang it in the rafters. Oh, another first round pick. Let's hang them on the rafters.
Well, I'm from Cleveland, so I've only seen one championship in almost 44 years. So,
well,
I'm glad I was still.
Hey, would you like to talk about the professional championships I've had here?
Fair enough.
No, I mean, well, I have one. We have one hockey championship. So.
Oh, the Hurricanes won the Stanley Cup?
Yeah, in 06.
Okay.
06.
Okay.
And I remember that was a good time. I mean, that's probably what sucked me in enough to be a Canes fan now. I don't really like watch hockey, but come playoff time, I'll watch playoff hockey.
Okay. What does Kevin here say? I went to school with Rasheed Wallace And I was in one of his classes with him in Philly. So we total, okay. That's tight.
High
That's tight.
school.
I love Rasheed.
Wow, that's awesome.
Speaking of which, his off-white forces are at the Smithfield outlet right now. They're just full price. I need those.
The yellow ones? No. Oh no, the green ones. The green ones. Wait,
the black patent leather ones.
The black and white ones. Yeah. Okay,
I
know exactly.
all of them though, because I have the first three. I need those last three.
I got the black ones. That's the only ones. The first pair that of the black and white ones. You have the graffiti pair?
No, just the white. The white pair that looks like the graffiti pair, and the black pair with like the colorful spikes on the bottom.
Okay, I thought that. Okay, I was thinking there was a third one that was the graffiti pair. I didn't know if that was like exclusive. Yeah.
And I have the green one that says off. Yeah, those things are they're comfortable.
They are. I mean, I think everybody kind of has like a hot take about the spikes on the bottom, and these are weird. How can I walk in them? And once you walk in them, I mean, it's a little squishy like the first 5 minutes, but then it honestly, it feels like a little bit more comfortable Air Force One. Now, I have worn them for multiple hours, and it gets old. So they're not like some futuristic Air Force One that's comfortable, but
nah. Now I will say, I'm gonna go get it right quick. I do have an off-white shoe because I don't normally keep stuff like that here in this apartment, but I'm actually about to take a trip. These off-white shoes I can't drive in because I can't feel the bottom of my foot. I'll be right back.
Okay. Yep, they are a little heavy. That's for sure. I would agree, Kevin. I've done a horrible job of reading the chat, guys. We've just been chatting. I'm sorry.
Oh. Sorry about that.
No, that's all good.
I can't drive in these.
Hard
like I had to have found them at a Nike outlet, but I cannot drive in them. They're just, I can't feel like the bottom of my foot. It's not the spikes. Like I just can't, like to break. I can't do it. So these are going to be my travel shoes for the trip.
I thought you were about to pick up all those like big joints that came out, maybe 6 months ago or something.
Oh, that boot?
Yeah, man. Like
I wanted it, but it was
too. Like I wish that there's part of me like wishes I had like the courage or the outfit to like put that together, because that's a dope shoe. And like I would get it and I would never ever wear it. Hey, look, my Nikes. How's it going?
I think that you could do
it. I'm sure you have the opinion as multiple other people. I would probably get away, but I've seen like people on TikTok. There's this dude named Ryan Sullivan, some dude from Toronto who does some sneaker content. He has a pair of them. He's pulled off a couple of like outfits that I dig, but again, those were also expensive shoes too.
Yeah, I mean, like I like weird, unnecessary shit with sneakers. Like I was heavy into the Jeremy Scotts. Most of that stuff is in storage, but like the Kerwin Frost with the teeth, like I like weird shit like that. That's why with Converse, and I'll only say this once, this is gonna be on record, but with Converse, I'm a bit of a hype beast, because if it's something weird or if it's some sort of collab, most of the time I'm intrigued. Some stuff it'll be like, like the Carhartt is I'm kind of tired of
it. It's okay to be a hype beast. It's okay to like hype stuff.
Yeah,
it doesn't have to. It's just one piece of the pie. It's just one piece of the pie. It doesn't have to be the whole pie. It's the whole pie for some people, and yeah, we can look down our nose at those guys.
But like right now, I want a pair of those Cactus Plant Flea Market, the Air Fleas, the two with the rubber. Like I need those, but you know, I find them for good prices, but they're too small for us. It'd be like 10s.
Do you like the black ones or that teal one?
I would rather have the teal one, but at this point, I take either one. I know people with both of them, and I'm like, man, fuck you. The only cursing y'all get on this program. Oh man, but yeah, I like weird, unnecessary stuff. But yeah.
Well, my girl from Smoggy is watching live. Charles Gold, friend of mine.
Welcome.
Seeing people jumping in. What were you gonna say? Sorry, I interrupted you.
Oh, it's cool. It's cool. So, with you being in high school when you were, being in middle school where you were, you feel like that's kind of started, your sneakerdom. What's a shoe from back in those days that everybody messed with that you was just kind of like, nah?
For me, in a lot of ways back then, it's a lot of the Jordans. Like you get past 6. Like I don't. I mean, I'm not gonna say that across the board. I don't really love 7s or 8s or 9s. I mean, well, 9 olive black, that new one that's about to come out. That. Well, it's not new, with that retro. Like I think that's cool. Like I'm gonna try to chase that. It's like a nice little winter boot. But I didn't like it. I guess I'd say if I had to, the next Jordan I would have liked is like the 12s. I remember my brother had a pair of 12s, and this is my only pair of 12s. I got these a few months back.
Eastside Golfs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Love those. I got those in the restock though. Like I waited. I got the regular one, like the Jordan ones, the golf ones. So I would say that I wasn't like with those. A lot of people. I mean, everybody was wearing 8s. God, everybody. And the Air Raids. I wasn't with the Air Raids then. I'm with the Air Raids now. I was, it was missed on me. I wasn't.
I got you.
Probably wasn't hip to the cultural vibe. As hip to the cultural vibe as I should have been.
Now I love the 8, but to me, like the aqua is up here, the white and red is like here, the playoff is like here, and the playoff is the one that I actually have here in this apartment. I don't have the other 2 here, but for me, and a lot of people are gonna be mad since it's people that want them now. As much as I used to love Deion, I always felt like his shoes were just kind of. I own them, but I feel like that's one of the things I own for the historical value more so than me liking the shoe.
I would have gotten some Deion's back in the day. I think if I had the opportunity.
Yeah, like I love the 1. The 2 is decent. The 3, the one that everybody wants. To me, that one was just it was cool, but it wasn't like people are like, oh my god, I gotta have these Deion's, and I'm just kind of looking like, I mean, they came out in 18, 14, 09, 07, like, and this is where I become kind of a sneaker snob. I'm not trying to be like that, but
oh no, it's go ahead.
With the CB94, the black, white, and purple, it's like it's been out so many times. Like, if you've been in it for a while, like, how don't you have it? Because all of these shoes have sat at one point. But now, since they're hyped, it's like, oh, now you want them. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'll say I try to balance that somewhat. I've definitely done some reach back for some hype stuff. I think the biggest line for me at this point now when it comes to sneakers, that like if I'm going to add sneakers to my collection, I need to wear them. Like,
yes,
they're going to be worn. Now, therein lies the problem. Like the bigger your collection, the bigger gaps between the times you wear them in rotations. But my sneaker, I definitely feel like my collection has gotten to a size at this point now. Like I actually look at shoes and I'm just like, you haven't worn these yet. What are you waiting on? Did you really need to get these? So
I'm with you.
And I'll tell you, that stings much more when that shoe was $200. I'm not saying that to the $40 polka dot eBay reachbacks.
Like, I feel you though. Like, it's a lot of stuff that I purchased between 2018 and probably 2021. Stuff that I bought when I was still living in Cleveland that I haven't worn yet. And the challenge for me has been buying stuff not because I can, but because I actually want it. Not getting caught up in the idea of liking having the shoe.
Yeah.
So,
But I mean, to
yeah,
each their own, and everybody does their own thing. I mean, your collection is what your collection is. I mean, bro, you've been doing this for 25 plus years, so it's a much different game, I think for you, and then for a lot of sneakerheads,
yeah, yeah. That's why, you know, what Converse has done is it still kept things fresh for me because I know a lot of people don't wear them and a lot of people don't like them, but it's given me an opportunity to be like, oh, I wasn't able to get the Notre Dunks, but I can get the Notre Chucks. You know what I'm saying? So, or I can get the Joe
well,
Fresh. I
yeah,
can't get none of them Joe Fresh goods, but I can get these Joe Fresh good Chucks.
I'll tell you, like I have some sneaks back here, but like, bro, half the time when I'm putting on fits or I'm going out with my friends, or if I'm just going to dinner with my partners, I'm putting my shit on because I don't want anybody else to have the shit on I'm wearing when I show up.
Yeah.
So, and like, I have, you know, I'm not frequent, there's much of my friends aren't sneakerheads. So it isn't like I've got like competition with other hype beasts or anything. But, you know, I like to put a fucking fit on and be unique and be different and stand out. And like, I mean, hell, bro, that's like kind of what your Chucks do. I mean, I don't see people wearing the shoes you're wearing, and that's fucking. I like when you walk through the mall and you got a neck breaker like that.
Mm-hmm.
What's that person wearing? What's that?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I mean, we can all spot a bread from 600 paces, but
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, you see something you ain't seen before, like that's kind of cool. You got something different.
Okay.
That's what I like. I mean, that's one aspect of it.
Ah, yeah. I appreciate that. That is a fresh take. It's good to hear. Now, kind of at the halfway point now where I usually ask either or questions. And this is just based on things I've seen you post and things you've already said in this interview.
Okay.
Now,
Sure.
I know you love NC State. Would you rather the basketball team win the Final Four or the football team win a national championship?
Football team win this championship. I
Man,
am
you ain't even have to think about that
I
shit.
am not even gotta think about it, bro. I'm a football guy through and through. That's what I would pick. But like my sports fandom has been dwindling over the time. I grew up as a fucking nut, loved baseball, all the sports, watching reruns of Sports Center on ESPN. And to this point now, like, what sports do I follow? I follow the NFL. That's pretty much it. And then, if I get notifications on my phone for stuff, I like follow different aspects, but nothing like I used to in sports. I started watching this NC State run of the ACC tournament. I couldn't tell you one fucking player's name on the team. And now I could probably only remember three or four, but like I used to be the fanboy, but I'll tell you, if I had to choose NC State football national championship, I will take that. My God,
Okay.
basketball would have been cool too. Basketball would have been cool too, but not the
All
same.
right. Now, with you being an Air Max guy,
Mm-hmm.
Air Max, I still call, I'm one of the weirdos. I still call the one the 87. So, 87s or 90s?
87. I guess they're the original. The 87s would be ultimately put a gun to my head or my ultimate choice because that's what I have the most of. But like, I've got like 7 or 8 90s over here that I love. They're fucking comfortable. I would love for there to be like a turn where Nike started putting some of that hype energy into their 90s, and it had a resurgence. I really like my 90s. I got some. I had like the Mars landing ones. Man, I've thought about. I'm looking at a couple of pairs of those like lunar landing ones.
I want those so bad.
I want them really bad too, and I'm wondering if I'm going to spend the money for a Christmas present for myself because they're not cheap. But I digress. I got the bacons over here too. Those like those EQs or whatever. But I love 90s. But yeah, I would say the 90. But like also, what's going to be coming up tough is like these new big bubbles. They're a different shape. They're more comfortable, I think.
Are they? Because I haven't gotten a pair yet.
I mean, for I would suspect with you've commented on like wanting a bigger shoe, probably has to do with like width, right? Like you have kind of like a wide foot. They're bigger and wider. They have more space in the toe box. Like, let me just obviously.
I won't even say I have a wide foot. Nikes are just too narrow.
They are. I mean, they are too narrow. I mean, if we were all to be honest, and I wasn't like into hype stuff and shit like that, or kind of Nike shit like this, I should be wearing New Balances. I love New Balances. I've got several pairs of performance New Balances that I love. But like, you can kind of see on the camera if I like move them, but like
you can see it.
This is like much pointier and narrow, and this is much more blunt and wide. And this is an 11.5, and this is an 11, and this fits me like kind of like much more true to size than the 87. So you should go out and get yourself a pair. I mean, there's probably going to be some outlets anyway at some point.
Yeah,
but those are pretty great shoes. Yeah. I like mine. My 86s and 87s.
Okay. Like I have a few pairs from before, but I never really messed with the 90 beyond the infrared. That was another shoe. Whenever it would come out, I would always get it because I love those. They remind me of a Nintendo controller. But
I almost wanted to like. I went into the Nike up here at Cary, and they had the Gore-Tex ones that came out a few months ago that were infrared colored, and they still had them in there. I almost pulled the trigger a couple times. The last time I was in there, they were gone. They were off the shelf. I was like, okay, that was good. I'm glad they're sold out.
yeah,
I'll have to think about it. Ooh, shit. Just get it out of my tray over here.
All right. So my next question: would you rather line up or do a raffle?
Raffle.
Okay.
I didn't come from the era of lineup, so I've never had to do it. But I'm also a man of a certain age. I ain't trying to fucking get in a line and fight with people 3 a.m. putting in chairs and shit. Fuck that. And I'll be the first one to raise my hand and say I'm lucky enough to be able to. I'll just fucking pay the money. I'll pay. I can do that, and I can say that. But there was a time where I probably would have. I've done a lot of ridiculous line waiting for dumb shit in my life. So, yeah, I'd imagine that still kind of happened. I might do it, but at this point, no. I'm gonna raffle it up. Which, by the way, speaking of raffles, have you are you on Apple or Android phones?
Apple.
I had the Unboxed app the like a month ago.
Okay.
Which is like this. I thought turns out to be. I'm enjoying it a lot. It's been a really great app for
it's good
keeping up with your collection.
Mm-hmm.
But like just for like the fucking push notifications on the hype shoes.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you wanted to go, let's say you wanted to go hit every Travis Scott raffle, you kind of got to dig through the internet a little bit and find. And maybe go to like Sneaker Freakers and Kicks on Fire and try to figure out all the fucking places it's for sale and then click those links. But like with this sounds like a goddamn commercial, but I don't need it to be. I don't have to look at that stuff. Like I know the app's gonna like push these notifications, and I kind of got to experience it. I was like, crap. Well, I'll just sign up for everyone they give me, and I don't have to stress about it. Well, I'm not really stressing about it, but
another good app if you don't have it. Because my wife used to have it for us. It was called Soul Retriever.
Okay. No, I don't have it.
It's really, really good because they do everything that the Unboxed app does. But they also post restocks, and it's really informative. I mean, you have to pay for it, but for how much we were
I'm paying for Unboxed, like this level of Unboxed. Okay. But it was like $60 a year.
Yeah. So, might want to check out Soul Retriever as well. Okay. So my last question before we move on is Black Cement 3 or Black Cement 4?
can I just say neither, man? Like,
I'd rather have the
like
black
I like
infrared
them.
6
They're
over both.
fine. Like, I in the pantheon of sneakers, they're up there. They're amazing, but they're not like movers and shakers for me. I mean, like I got these right here, and I've worn them once, and I'm already thinking about like, why do I have these? I'm never gonna wear them. Like, should sell them? So like, they're both crazy. I guess if I had to pick, I would probably say the fours, but like, yeah, I think the fours are better. The threes are phenomenal. Like the Tinker Hatfield shit, the saving Jordan to Nike, and the whole story that comes with that. It, you know, it's incredible. But I think the Jordan 4 was like they took it like a step further. Like it went up.
I love them both. Like I said, I'd probably put the black and red 11 and the infrared 6 ahead of them. Those might be the only two black and reds, maybe the 13s too, but they're all great. I like wearing 4s more than 3s, but they're still like they're like this far apart, you know.
I like Jordan 2s. That's what I
Okay.
have. Yeah.
All right.
And I
I
got a pair of
appreciate it.
black cement Jordan 2s.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just I've got a pair of Jordan 3s too, but like well, one pair. I got these a pair of the Tinker Hatfield ones.
With the black cement too, do you have that newer one from last year or the one from 14?
Oh no, the new one, the new.
Okay.
One.
Because I always say that pair from 14 with the little infrared on it with the cement, if they made it with good leather, it would be an all-time classic. But it was made like shit.
I have all new stuff. So like this iteration of like this sneaker collections kind of started like 3 years ago for me,
Oh, okay.
which was kind of from a rut. I've had like multiple kind of iterations. I started with like, and after I was married and I had kids, I was still like trying to put on fits. I wasn't putting shit on the internet, but like I had Puma suedes and I had, gee, about 10 or 15 different colors, and I had a pair to match every outfit, rocking different kinds. And that's what I did for a long time. I got one switch. I get one silhouette and then I like fill it all out. You know,
Like that reel. I see it in another color. I get it. And then like the one reel that people use.
yes.
Yeah, I get you.
And but then like I don't know. I got to be too fucking fat and too old to be wearing Puma suedes everywhere because it's like this much support, and it was killing me. So then I found some New Balances I liked. At that point, I feel like in my life I was doing a lot less like going out and getting dressed up. Like all of my sneaker collection was kind of like work shoes as well. So I had like these like 690 in New Balance 690 V4s. I got like 4 or 5 different colors in. Anyway, all of that kind of started falling apart because New Balance stopped making these shoes that I had fallen in love with. So I had to kind of find something else, which I did. And then the kind of pandemic happened, and then I started. I can't quite remember what like really kind of dragged. I know the couple shoes. It was like kind of came across these shoes on eBay that were the Air Moabs that blew my fucking mind. And then
Also from 2014. You had a whole bunch over there, man.
And then these like Nike Pride Day, Pre-Day Air Maxes, I was just fascinated by. So like these were kind of those were like really the two shoes that started the start of this collection, and it kind of grew into me like grabbing like other Air Maxes off of eBay to match colors, and then it just kind of kept going.
That pre-day is special because that was one of the first shoes I bought when I started working for Nike.
That one right there?
That pre-day, that blue one. And I've never worn it because I bought it because the way the swoosh is, I know it's the rainbow, but it reminded me of like some 80s shit. Like when we were little, like I could see a shoe, maybe a Cortez or something like that having the swoosh on it. So I was in Atlanta at Lenox and they had them, and I was like, oh, I have to get these. And it's one of those shoes we're talking about where I'm like, damn, I've had those shoes for 3 years now and I haven't worn them.
Pull them out. They're
I
comfortable.
just haven't found
Put
the right fit, man.
the flags on the back. Yeah, it's a tough blue to match, but it's a beautiful blue, man. I love these shoes.
Yeah, because I'm like an ally, you know, to the community. So I have a decent amount of Pride shoes, but that one specifically, I just can't figure out the right fit.
It's hard to match. It's hard to match. It is. But yes, that's the only Pride shoe I have. I'm a member of the community, so thank you for being an ally.
Oh, okay. See, I
don't have any other
know.
gay shoes. That's the only gay shoe I have. So I'm sure that I'll get some others at some point. But
yeah, most of mine are Chucks. I think I have some Be True Dunks, Be True 720, and those.
I see you can't take the cool off. Yeah, get some suedes, bro. My boy right there commented about the suedes. He'll take some dope ass pictures and they'll put together a hell of a fit with it.
Yeah. Now I do have to ask then, with you being in the community and everybody doing Pride collections, is there one where you like, oh, I can't wait to see what Converse does or what Nike does or what Puma does, or is it just kind of you'll see it when you see it?
I'll see it when I see it. I'm not like excited about those things. I mean, like I'll get excited about a hype shoe the next time I ever get it. But like I also like I thumb my nose a little bit at rainbow capitalism. I dig it. It's important. Visual, representation is incredibly important. But also, like when I pull up in Target and the whole motherfuckers in rainbows in June, it's fine.
I feel that way sometimes when I see some of the stuff is cool, but like Target real big. They do that. They do the Pride real big. Some of the other holidays, like even with the Black History Month stuff.
I mean, hell, I got this dope button down for Black History Month. That was like, I feel much more of a way of wagging my finger at that. Like I like buying black made or black artist stuff at Target. I thought that was really cool. I mean, let's fucking get some white people buying shit made by black people. I dig it.
Some of the stuff is just a few things. Some of the stuff is a little, that's a little much, but I'll roll with that.
And I'm painting it with a very broad spectrum there.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's much more nuanced takes than what I've just said there that I would probably agree.
Nah, it's all good. But
so yeah, I'm okay with it. But we're set up in a society with capitalism, so everything has to be performative and it has to be about money. I'm just like looking forward to where they perform it enough to where it becomes real. Like, we're still a few years out from that. I don't know. I'm speaking on this as a privileged white man. So like, I have an opinion, but like on how far we've actually come and what representation, I can see gaps, but God knows there's people much smarter than me that'll see blind spots that I'll miss.
Yeah, it's funny because I'm still that old school dude who, I still post the sneaker of the day in the Facebook groups too, and I still do that.
Man, I quit. Once I started this Instagram thing that you see me on, I didn't quit Facebook. It's still there and it's on my phone, but I don't really mess with Facebook anymore at all. Yeah.
Okay. You wouldn't think it was 2020. Well, I always usually just wear them in June, but the Pride shoes I have, whenever I do wear them, I get so much hate. It's like, man, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like,
man, you got to find some different friends in different groups. Those people are fucking.
It's just random people in the group.
Those are horrible people.
I'm like, I'm not gay, but I'm cool with a lot of people that are. Like, this is one way of showing love and support. It's just be wearing a shoe, but
Yeah, like what? I mean, when you put on your Jackie Robinsons, are they gonna come in there and pop off?
Yeah, or
the fuck up, guys. Like you just being clown. Honestly, I'll be on. Like sometimes I like that shit.
Yeah.
Good. Thank you for telling me the type of person you are from Jump Street.
Right.
Now I know who I'm dealing with.
It's like, man, you wearing some LeBrons, but you don't hoop. know.
I wear trainers, but I don't fucking work out.
Yeah. And that's, to me, that's something. I'm glad you brought up trainers, because I know we were talking about the Deons and Bo Jacksons and stuff is always going to be around. That seemed like something that was just for like when we were young in the 90s, but they don't really make trainers anymore.
It's a weird. I think it's a. Man, I think that it probably has to do with the evolution of like working out and sports and stuff. We have such niche. Everybody has their niche for their shoes. We don't have to have a cross trainer, a one trick pony for everything.
Yeah. Nah, you're right. You're right, because it's just basketball and running.
But those were so dope. I'd totally forgotten. I remember I had the Bo Jacksons. Those the Auburn colorway. Like when I was shit. I guess that might have been 6th grade.
91.
Yeah. I mean, I remember like the 4 to 5 shoes I had between 6th grade and 10th grade.
Yeah.
Because that's it. That's how many shoes I had. One pair at Christmas.
I got you.
At Christmas, and that's what to harpen back to that. Having to wait to Christmas to buy your shoes is a real bummer, because everybody are. I remember specifically having shoes wrapped under the Christmas trees because my mother let me pick my shoes out. They do like, you gotta wrap it under the tree. I remember specifically having kids at school rocking the fucking shoes I knew that were wrapped under the tree, and I'm like, oh, you got those damn things.
I had to be like torture. Oh man.
It was torture. It was torture.
Oh man. Okay. So as we wind down, what's kind of on your radar for, we'll say, the next 3 months? Are there any new releases that have piqued your interest or that you're gonna try to get? I only have one, that I'm gonna try to get.
What's yours? Let me hear it. I'm trying to think.
Oh, the Linen Air Force One.
I'm thinking about chasing that for my stepdaughter. She's a real like pink and brown girl, like cutesy, and it would like fit perfectly into her wardrobe. But that's probably more about me wanting to just buy sneakers than her actually wanting a pair of Linen Air Force Ones. Yeah. But they're very good. I am to speak of those cult classics, I'm excited about that Camo Duck Air Max 9. I don't know when that's actually going to drop, but that's one. I'll be honest, I'm kind of drawing a blank. I don't know what's coming up that's really blowing my mind. I feel like I've done like some breach backs and I've got stuff, and now it's just kind of like, oh hum, I'm sitting around and see what's new popping up. Like I just got they landed yesterday. They're here. Like I was excited about these when these hit like sneakers. That's like, oh shit, I'm chasing those. So I don't know. New Air Maxes that have come out, I'll probably chase them, but there's nothing I'm like particularly excited for that's stuck in my head right now. But,
okay.
All right, that's not a hot take.
Oh, that's all good. Now, what would you say has been your pickup of the year so far?
This year. It's probably gotta be these. Like this was like my third pair to complete the set, and I'd been watching this for a minute, and the price just didn't seem to move, and it didn't seem to move, and it didn't seem to move, and then all of a sudden it moved to like, I think I paid $200 for the special box in that.
Now,
that move that drops like $150, like from what it was it was floating in the 350 range for a while, and I was like, I'm not paying that much for these.
Now let me ask you, when you were like married, was your significant other into sneakers as well?
Yeah. She didn't mind it. When I was married, I wasn't into sneakers like this. When I was married, it was kind of during that Puma suede era.
Okay.
So she didn't care. And honestly, I mean, when you back then, bro, Puma suedes were $65, brand new. I mean, stomp them bitches into the ground and run me another red pair. I've probably owned 10 pairs of red Puma suedes that just I mean, like red shoes in my. I got some triple red Air Max 90s that are my beaters now. Like those are the shoes that I wear when it's raining or I got to go out and do some shit.
I got you. The reason I asked,
but yeah, but now like my partner now, like she's cool. She generally now, I get a shoe and I'll open it up and I hand her one of them and then I look at the other one and she's like, oh, these are nice and these are cute, and she doesn't care. I mean, she's probably a little bit more concerned about space. Trust me, I'm concerned about space as well. We're running out of that quickly, but she digs it. You know, like we have we like to put that shit on. So like she doesn't have a shoe collection, but she likes to dress up and she likes to look nice. And my partner's very supportive of my hobbies. So
the reason I ask you that is because you showing me that far out. It kind of took me back to, I was still married when the shoe came out, and my wife was on them a lot more than me, so I made sure that she got all 3 of those shoes. Now I was able to hit one on sneakers. I was able to have a homie that won the next pair. He didn't really want them, and her and him wore the same size, so I got them. And then I ended up paying resale for that pair as one of our anniversary gifts, with the box, the bandana, all the shit that comes with it.
Yeah.
And I just asked you that because there were shoes that she would get or shoes that I would get for her that I wouldn't have for myself. And I would be a lightweight jealous. I'm like, man, I ain't got no far outs. You know what I'm saying? But for her, she wore a women's 10 or what was it, 8.5. So shit would be cheaper for her than it would be for me.
And easier to find.
Yeah, because I think I paid $265 for her far outs. And
I'll be honest, I'm glad my girl she's not into sneakers.
No, it's a gift of the curse.
I mean, I would love her to be into it, bro. I'd love to be going out and making fucking reels together and taking sneaker pics and shit together and being into it. But then also, like, the collection is now doubled. Now we got to find space for her shoes. Yeah. Like, it'd be crazy.
It got to a point, man, where I had to start, like, a lot of, like, all of my Converse, Filas, and New Balance and stuff that I care about, but not as much as some of the Nike and some of the Reebok and Adidas that's older or limited. That stuff would be in the house, but a lot of my stuff would just be in the garage. It's not the greatest way to store things, but Converse is rubber.
Neither's this. Like I like to toke a little bit, so I got all my sneakers out here on display in a room that gets filled with smoke sometimes. So I do find myself having to like dust the sneakers because they're all out now. But like, I don't know what the alternative is. When I get 36 sneaker thrones, half of them will show up working.
Nah, man. I mean, I imbibe in that as well. I usually don't do it in here, but in my bedroom, I mean, there's sneakers in there too. So, they'll get it. All of my Vans are in there. So, 'cause I love Vans. I know
hey, that's another deep collection you got too, is the Vans.
Yeah. The store I used to run, this boutique back in Cleveland, like we used to always get, we wouldn't get like the shit the Journeys would get, but we would get like the other limited shit, fun shit. I'm like, these bitches only $32. I gotta get them, So now it's like that with with the
I got my buddy for Christmas last year a custom pair of Vans. I don't know if you've ever been on the Vans website where you can customize. Like,
I got a story for that when you get fit
there. It's crazy. Like, it's super cool how well you can customize Vans. I made him like a custom Steelers pair. He's a big Steelers fan, so I got like some blue, black, and yellow, red stuff. Made him a shoe for Christmas. It's $80. Like $80 for a custom shoe.
Did they let you put the logo on there?
No, no. It was like Steeler colorways, and they let you put text on the back. And it was something like "Never move, never surrender." Some Steeler fan saying that it's not my fandom. I don't really know it, but I googled it and found it. And I was like, okay, I think he'd dig that. I put it on the shoe.
Nah, the only reason I ask is because this was 3 years ago. I
Mm-hmm.
made a skate high, and what I did was, because I'll be honest, if I wasn't married at the time, I'd have never came to North Carolina. I never wanted to come down here. My wife did. So what I did was I had made a bunch of chucks on the custom side that were for people, places, and things, but Converse doesn't let you put images on stuff. They should, but they don't.
Uh-huh.
So since Vans does, what I did was I had made a skate high with the map from our rail system back in Cleveland, and there are there's three of them. It's a red line, a blue line, and a green line. So with the text on the back, I put like the numbers of the routes or whatever, but they wouldn't let me do it. They canceled it because they said that the image I used was a copyrighted image, but it's just a rail map, but I guess Shorty owns the rail
That's still a
system.
dope idea. That's really cool, man.
Yeah, because I had like a little lightning bolt on the side because the train is fast. Like, I'm like, damn, man, I was kind of like disappointed. So when you said custom Vans, that like reignited that memory, because I like to try to be creative. We get people return stuff to Converse all the time, and it'll be a custom chuck, and it'll just be white. I'm like, you could just buy this shit. Like, we sell all white chucks. Like, why would you make that? You're paying more to make some shit you could just buy. So when I get into the customs, I try to be creative, you know.
I,
So
I've never gotten a custom anything because I'll tell you, man, I get like this like designer's block or I've designed hundreds of pairs of Air Maxes on Nike and different shoes of all types of websites, and I never hit send because I just can't like do it. It always ends up being like too red or it just ain't good. I don't think it did. It doesn't turn into a shoe that I don't think I'm gonna wear.
nah,
Like, oh, that looks hot. Then it's gonna show up in a box, and I'm gonna be like, good
I
idea.
haven't.
Good thinking, John. Run this back up to the Nike by Carey.
Hey, it happens. I mean, I bought customs that people have made. I've made a lot of customs. I've made at least one of every Air Max, except I've never made an Air Max 90. I've got multiple ones.
Very
Um,
cool.
Back when Nike ID started, they had the 180 on there, so I made a 180. Now it's from 2005, so it's up in the air whether or not I'll be able to wear it. But it was when Lance Armstrong had the 10 and 2 foundation before he got caught up. So I had Live Strong on the inside. That was my very first one, but most of my IDs are old. I've only made one Nike ID since I've been with Nike / Converse. So it was for Kobe. I'm a Lakers fan. I made a dunk in honor of Kobe. But
I grew up a Lakers fan. My dad was a Lakers fan. I
yeah.
remember watching the Lake Show. Man, Magic Johnson was my favorite player, and I don't really I follow the social side of the NBA much more now than the actual gameplay. But
Magic Johnson. Now the bottom is gone.
but
Yeah. Nah, I got you. I do that. Now I made these. I actually made some Lakers chucks I was gonna show right quick.
oh, cool.
I made
Let's see
these
them.
3 or 4 years ago. I
Bro,
first
those are
got
tough.
with the company. Now I don't like
The
this
L
logo. I
logo.
like the regular Lakers logo.
Oh, see, I kind of like that because it's a little different. You don't
Yeah.
see the
See,
L
I'd
one
rather
all the time,
the regular
rather than
one.
Laker logo.
Yeah. But yeah, it's Lakers are my favorite team. I even have a Lakers tattoo. If I wasn't so ashy, I'll show y'all.
Well, I've got an NC State tattoo. If
Nice.
you want to scroll through my Instagram, it's on there, guys. You'll find it. It's on my calf.
Yeah, man. It's weird having LeBron be on the Lakers and me be from Cleveland, though. It's like worlds colliding there.
I imagine that has to be weird. I mean, were you happy? I mean, you're a LeBron fan, right?
Yeah, but I never wanted because again, I mean, when he first went to the Lakers, I was still living in Cleveland, and he just did so much good for the area. You know, him being there, he was good for the economy, and you know, it made the Cavs relevant. You know what I mean? So I didn't really want him to go to the Lakers because he's not really a part of that lineage. It's hard to describe, but
I
he's
mean, he's got a
different.
championship, but
Yeah, he won the bubble joint, you know, and that's still people try to discount it, but to me, the bubble was
it's
actually
real. It's
quite
real.
bubble.
It counts. It counts. And like
Yeah,
LeBron's got a ring, and whether the Lakers have another ring,
yeah.
but I see what you mean.
He's not
You know,
in the hierarchy.
when I start thinking about Laker greats,
Mm-hmm.
LeBron's going to be probably 6 or 7, maybe, and that might be a little low, but like where he should. I mean, he's the caliber of player is probably a top 3 Laker of all time.
Like,
wow,
I'm happy
that's a tough one. Dude. Yeah, well, I guess we have to put it up there. It's LeBron James. We talk about him as the greatest player of all time.
Like, I was excited and I was happy he came back, but it would even be different if he went from the Heat right to the Lakers because he'd have been there.
Yeah, I could see
different.
where that would have been very different. The return back was probably bittersweet, especially after winning the championship.
Yeah.
So, what's your take on what's going on now, like with him and Bronny?
Well,
I personally well, go ahead. I asked you a question. You tell me what do you think?
I think his son has a lot of potential. I don't really feel like he's ready for the league yet. He's good. He's young. He's strong and fast, but his younger son seems to have more of the total game than he does. You know, but that I'm gonna be here and my son like that. I don't want to sound like a hater, but LeBron already has a lot of control over the Lakers already. And this is a storied franchise that you and I grew up with. So for him to have the control over the Lakers that he does, I'm just I have mixed feelings about it. But I was just gonna say
I've got mixed feelings about it
in the long run.
I got mixed feelings on it on like a father level. Like I think if Bronny was knocking it out of the park, like legit lottery talent, wouldn't give a shit.
Mm-hmm.
But now that Bronny is kind of like slipping to this probably second round, maybe doesn't get drafted, will get drafted because my dad's coming. I don't love that. I wish, and no hate to LeBron James. He gets to do exactly what he wants to do, whatever he wants to do, and he wants to play with his son in the NBA. Motherfucker, do it. Because I bet you if I was in the same shoes, I would. But, I think there is a part of it that would be kind of dope if Bronny could, like, stand on his own 2 feet.
Right.
And there was something organically that got LeBron there. Let's say Bronny is the number 1 overall pick, and then LeBron has to sign for the league minimum somewhere. That's a different story than finding out what's ever going to happen in Phoenix with the Suns or Philly, and who's the third team that he's going to work out for. I don't know.
Yeah, I just.
But you get the sentiment.
I think the Lakers.
Yeah.
The third.
Yes, the Lakers. Duh. Those are the Lakers.
It's just the Lakers being still a family-owned business. It's already been problems with nepotism before, and this is just going. It's just going to add to it, but we'll see. I mean, I'm to the point with the Lakers where I don't feel like it's sort of how I feel about the Cowboys. I don't feel like they're going to be right until someone else owns them.
Did you grow up a Cowboys fan?
No.
Are you a Cowboys fan?
When I first got into football, that's when Jerry Jones had bought the Cowboys. And seeing what he was able to do early and what he's been able to do since, it's kind of wild, but he's just too involved. And that's how I feel about the buses with the Lakers.
I grew up a Cowboys fan. I'm here in the Carolinas, and the Panthers came along, got shoved down your throat that you had to change your fandom. Or at least I did. I didn't have to, but I'm a Panthers fan now. But I could not agree more.
Yeah, I mean,
I enjoy watching the train wreck that Jerry Jones pulls off, and frankly, as what we have going on here in Charlotte with David Tepper, we have our own little owner train wreck that seems to think the NFL's as easy as, investment banking. And I don't think it is.
Nah. To me, the thing that saves the Cowboys is the division is always so iffy. that's me being nice. It's always so iffy. It's
the NFC East is always fun. It's like it's a little like the AFC North. It's always gonna be something. It's always gonna be the NFC side of it with the Dallas and the Eagles. It's a little bit more flashy than the AFC North. But like the AFC North's always got good football teams that come out of it. And whoever leaves the NFC East generally is a Super Bowl contender. But like, not with Dallas anymore. Just wait for Dak to fuck it up. Even though I like Dak Prescott. I want to see Dak win because like he gets so much unnecessary hate in my opinion.
Yeah. It's not LeBron level, but it's still a lot.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. But it's don't get me started on the flight of the black quarterback in the NFL because I don't rant about the bullshit that that has to happen for African American quarterbacks in the NFL.
Oh man, that's a whole other show.
That's a different topic completely.
Yeah.
But plenty of time to be talked about that too. So.
Well, before we move on, I do want to say just being a Browns fan growing up in Cleveland, AFC North is frustrating because it's kind of like the Ravens were the Browns, and they're always usually good. The Steelers are always in the. So I'm used to the Ravens and the Steelers being good, but Cincinnati being good just fucks everything up. That's the second cuss word.
I mean, like misery loves company.
Yeah. But we'll see what happens. I mean, I again in my marriage, she used to always be like, I mean, why do you still watch the Browns? I mean, 5 minutes into the game, you're going like, oh, and then it would happen right after. I'd be like, oh, already. So, but I have to watch. I can't not watch.
I get it. My whole family, well, not my whole family. My kids haven't seemed to be bitten by the bug yet, but like every Sunday we watch football all day long. We watch the Panthers games. It's great. I love the NFL. Yeah. And maybe Cleveland will turn around. I mean, like Deshaun Watson, right?
Mm-hmm. And we got Jameis Winston as the backup now.
Oh, boy. Hey, crab leg delivery right here. Don't free crab legs for everybody in Cleveland, buddy. That's what Jameis Winston pull it up.
Oh man, I knew somebody was gonna say
that's actually incredibly mean. Jameis Winston is much better of a quarterback than to bring up a random moment from his college career of stealing crab legs from the grocery store. Like, I mean, I just Jameis Winston, bro. I agree. I've gotten to watch that guy, his hot takes in his interviews, man. He's I love James. He's always ready to say something silly.
Yeah.
He played, I got to see him in the Bucs, and then he went to the Saints, and now he's backing up Deshaun Watson, I guess.
Yeah, we'll see. Oh man. Well, look, what direction would you like to see your collection go in the future?
I think I'd probably like it to kind of have a little bit more ebbs and flows. I think I've hit a point now where my sneaker collection has grown, and now it's time to. Yes, of course, I think the numbers are going to grow, but we're getting to a point where it's time to weed some stuff out. Stuff that doesn't get worn needs to get sold. Stuff that does get worn needs to get recycled or gotten rid of, and let's bring in shoes that you're actually going to wear. Like you see these like Air Maxes right here beside my head. They're pretty high on the list that are going to go. Like I'm just kind of running out of space, and I don't want to have too much ownership of them. The way I remember having baseball cards as a kid. Like I would have these cards, and having them was like so important to me, and not necessarily the experience. So like kind of like I'm limited on space. I've gotten to enjoy these shoes or other ones I might get rid of. Time to move it along. Let's get rid of them. Let's find something new. That'll interest you, that'll be a new outfit that you wanna fuck with and wear. But that's where I think my sneaker collection is going to go. I mean, I'm going to continue to get more Jordan 2s. I'm going to fill out that collection. I'm going to continue to get Air Maxes, reach back on ones that I want, get the new ones that are hot, and try to buy Travis Scott shoes as they come out, like everybody else does.
I appreciate that. As a 2 lover myself, I appreciate that love for the Jordan 2.
It happens kind of organically. I got early access on the J Balvin 2s for a friend of mine. I hit them, I bought them, and I saw those in hand, and I was like, holy shit, these are fucking clean. And I got a pair. Late. I got them late. I was so jazzed. This was, man, maybe a couple years ago. I went to like some sneaker convention in Raleigh, and I got them. I paid like $280 for them at the time, which was under retail.
Yeah,
retail. Yeah, I was like, fuck, I just got these things under retail. Look at that. I mean, now I could probably get them for $120, but, and then I put them on, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, these are comfortable. I could actually like walk around a little bit in these. And then the next pair was the Ama Meniere Jordan 2s that I ended up going to a local sneaker shop here when I was offloading some of my Yeezys, and he had them, and I was like, oh, okay, like let me get these. And they were used. I got a nice price on them, and it's just moved from there of like filling out colorways and seeing cool Jordan 2s that I like, and pretty bummed the last 20, like what was it, 23 had a lot of good Jordan 2s that were women releases.
Yeah,
Cool Grays, the Pythons. I'm missing one too, but like, I think I want those Cool Grays. I wanted those Cool Grays.
Because sometimes, depending on how the shoe is made, sometimes I can pull off a women's 12, but it doesn't always happen. It's usually Jordan 5s, a shoe with a really big toe box. I could wear a women's 12 and a Jordan 5, a Jordan 6 maybe. It's not many. So, yeah. Do you have the Mason Chateau Rouge too?
I do not. I would like to get those. They're on my list of reachbacks, as well as the 2 pairs of Unions, which I'm actually kind of like. Hopefully, I've heard the Unions are super stiff. I'm not buying them dead stock. I'm gonna get a pair used from somebody. I'm kind of hoping they're a little broken in and maybe it loosen up a little bit.
Do you like the orange one or the blue one more?
Say that again. It's a little bit of a toss up. I think the that rattan one will be much easier to put with outfits and dress with. But
yeah, I feel that way about the blue.
That blue's pretty. It's kind of a little bit like this blue up here. It's a little bit like the J Balvin 2. It's this blue that seems to catch my eye, like a lot like these two. Like these Chicago big bubbles. They got this like blue or this tone in there that like grabs my eye, but they'd end up being kind of hard for me to match with shit. Or at least stuff that looks good in my eye when I'm dressing.
Yeah. Most of my 2s are older. The only new ones I think I have are the Mason Chateau Rouge and those brown 2 lows.
The Flint, Michigan ones.
Yeah. I think those are the only newer ones. I still actually need a newer Chicago, but my 2010 pair is still good, so I didn't buy them.
I went after that, and I've wanted to get it, but I did not hit on the sneakers, and I didn't like the resells, so I ended up grabbing the Lucky Greens that came out like a week later. So I'm like, fuck this. I want a pair. Well, you know what frustrated the hell out of me, like Nike, like they released the Lucky Greens, and then like 2 months later, they pull out the Howard H. Wings Jordan 2s.
They aren't that different.
No, they're not. I mean, they're subtle differences, and I like them. I like them both. I have both of them. But I'm like, bro, you just dropped 2 green Jordan 2s like
2 months
in the same season, guys. Like, why didn't we just drop the H one and leave the Lucky Greens for the spring?
Yeah.
But that's a conversation everybody has. What does Nike do? What Nike does?
Yeah. I wish I could be one of those people that decide why this is coming out, when this is coming out, where this is coming out. Like halfway allocations, but still a part of like the energy team or whatever. Look, we're gonna bring back this Jordan 2 because this and this. I want to be one of those guys.
I
If I
mean,
can't work,
I'm certain you probably have more knowledge about it than I do on how these things happen. I mean, you've clearly worked on the retail side of it. I've had, I've had a few conversations with a few retailers, like namely one, there's a Bozeman's, which is a retailer in Wilmington, North Carolina.
I'm not hit.
Which is he's got a Nike contract and a New Balance contract, and I've kind of talked to him some. He used to be at Eakins or whatever that is. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
But he doesn't quite understand it all either. Anyway, my point being is that I'm certain you have some insight to it a little bit. I mean, on the retail side of it, or am I speaking out of turn? Is that not something you have access to? Or, I mean, you're not deciding what comes out, but like.
I've done it. Our Tier Zero account in Cleveland, it's called Exhibition. I used to be a buyer for them as well as a store manager, so I have some insight with that. And it's certain things that they'll do where I'm like, oh, they're doing that for this. It's just you just kind of know. Like for instance, that New Balance 550, it blew up. So Nike comes out with the Alpha Force 88. They're being reactionary to New Balance now because it's almost the same shoe. Certain stuff you kind of see just being around, but I'm actually about to, on Monday, I'm going to Nike headquarters to learn more about that.
Oh, shit, you're going to Portland?
Yeah, I am.
Holy shit.
I am.
Shit, bro, that's awesome. How are we only talking about this now after an hour and a half, and you're going to the fucking headquarters, and you're just keeping that nugget on ice for all the late viewers in the chat.
Nah, it's something I haven't known about that long, but I'm excited.
Take a bunch of pictures. Take a bunch of pictures. Take a bunch of video, bro. Like,
absolutely.
That's
why shit like this.
Can't wait to see the content
because I'm deciding on what actually. If y'all want to see, I'm trying to decide on what I'm going to take, so I can show y'all right quick the shoes I have here. Y'all got to excuse my apartment because it's.
Let's see them.
So. Okay, so turn on the light here. So these are going to be my travel shoes already because I can't drive in them and I can't wear them if I can't drive. So
yeah, that's it. That's an airport net breaker. People are gonna look at those.
Now I have to take these.
Are those 85s? Like old ones?
But I've had them since 95. Like these are the shoes I've had the longest. So I have to take these with me. I have some neutral gray 85s, but since they finally retro them, they don't hit the same. Like, damn, they retro these. These.
Oh man. Yeah.
So, these are. I mean, I have to take a Converse shoe, so my favorite Converse shoe.
Hey, that might as well have a swoosh on it, bro. Like they own them too. Pull up into cons.
Yeah, and then the ones that I'm kind of on the fence for. I'm only gonna be there for 4 days, but I don't want to take too much because I know I'm gonna want to buy something when I'm out there. But
that's a good point.
These are on the fence.
You messing with me now? Like you showing the other ones? Like these guys should have been at the top of your list.
These and then
yeah.
Of course, this
goes
the one track.
Well, if I got a vote, you take them animal prints, bro. Those are too much. Those animal prints are crazy.
Now, I have a second set because I'm going right home to Cleveland after I land from coming back for Father's Day. I always spend Father's Day with my father. So my Cleveland rotation is probably going to be these. My dad's favorite Jordan is the 6. And he kind of got me. I always wear Jordan 6 on Father's Day. So I'm going to wear these.
All right. Nice.
And I already had the clots. I didn't really mean to grab these out of storage too because they're almost the same. But
Yeah, but those are clean. I like those too.
and I really wanted to get a reimagined, but I wasn't able to, so I'm just gonna rock out with the regular. So.
Well, I am heading to the beach next week, and I'm trying to figure out what outfits to bring, but I am definitely going to bring. These are definitely coming with
Got
me.
to.
Got to figure out something with those. Got a little outfit plan for these.
Oh,
these are
yeah.
these are so incredible in hand. I freaking love these shoes, man.
Let's see. This whole show, I don't know if you talked about the Air Max 95 at all.
We didn't. This is my first pair of 95s. I'm not like they weren't in my necessarily in my sneaker wheelhouse. I've known they've been around before, a while. Like, I'll probably like that. That's like right there, Shorty. It's kind of what happens. Like we'll find a shoe that is the icebreaker. Like I found a 95 that was hot that I liked, and now it's only going to spawn more. Just like the Jordan 2, just like the 95, like the Air Max 90s, like other silhouettes that I want to get that are different colors.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I got these too. Like speaking of Jordan 2s, got the Carmelo ones.
Man, I've never had. I've always wanted those. Wanted them on 4, wanted them at 18.
People fucking hate on these things.
Oh man, the seersuckers.
The peak seersuckers. These things are clean, and people don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah, man, those is all over the wall in the Nike at Mebane.
Huh?
Those are all over the wall at the Nike at Mebane.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm Jordan 2s as far as the eye could see.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
But like, what was it? I was watching Kais Omar, YouTuber, the other day. He was at an outlet, and it was like $69.99 for those orange Jordan 2s, like the peach heel, the low top peach heel back in. Like it had like some suede on it, maybe like a little hit of green on the piping. I don't know. They were kind of cool. I mean, they're kind of a clean colorway, nice little summer colorway, but like $70. I'm not gonna get them.
Yeah. I think that was around what I paid for those brown low top 2s. I wish those were a high top, but I mess with the low. Now, before we go, I keep belaboring the point. I know I'm a little long-winded. How do you feel about those 2 lows with the 3 bottom?
I like really want. I want to like them. Like I see the pictures on Nike. They get advertised to me on Instagram. I like the way they look. They look kind of cool, but like,
am I gonna wear them?
Nope. I'm not gonna wear them. And like, and I'll be honest. I don't find 3s and 4s comfortable. Like I totally understand why Jordan wanted something closer to the ground and how that has a better court feel comparatively. Totally get all those things. Not a shoe for me. Like I ain't trying to like fucking walk around in 3s and 4s, and I kind of want to have my shoes on. But so like I like the way it looks. There's like the black version. There's the red version. It's niche. Somebody's gonna get it and rock it. It'll be cool, but like ultimately, it'll probably fall into the realm of like, look what they were doing in 24.
Yeah. Okay. Now I held the red pair in my hand. I like how it's got the
what do you think?
They were made like with actual leather. Like they were made well. I'm like, man, they should make everything like this, but we know they won't. But know, but yeah, I'll put it like this: I would get them because I still got fusions and shit like that from, but they'd have to be really cheap. They'd have to be like less than $50, which still could happen. But
yeah, oh, absolutely. That's a real. That is a realistic number that you might be able to cop those things for in like 6 months to a year.
$50. Yeah.
I mean, especially if you close to Mebane. Only reason I don't bop out to Mebane or Smithfield is because like it's I'm like smack dab in the middle. It's like 45 minutes to an hour, east or west.
Yeah. Well, if you're ever out there, I'm at that Converse, so Yeah,
Oh,
I'm there.
the Conbevan one. Okay, all right. That is good information to know if I'm ever out there.
Yeah.
I'm like it would be an event if I was there. I haven't. When I go to this when I do go to the Nike outlets or the Adidas outlet, I go to the Smithfield one.
Mm-hmm.
I used to used to be closer. I used to live in Garner. That's where me and my ex-wife used to live.
Got you. They're actually opening an Adidas outlet in Mebane
Oh,
Holiday.
very cool.
Yeah, so now we'll have everything but Reebok. So Nike, Converse, it's Asics, but it's not, it's not the cool Asics. And New Balance isn't there, but we'll have Adidas, Puma there, Crocs, Clark's. There's a resale shop in there. Well, shit, that's way too much. Jordan 1 mids for $300, one of them kind of spots. So, yeah. Shout out to everybody in the chat. What's up, Antonio? Oh, man. Yeah,
Very
mids for $300. They're OG color blocking.
That shouldn't be fair. That shouldn't be allowed.
I agree.
Jordan 1 mids getting sold out in Mebane. Like, it's ratchet shit.
And in the years that I've been at that Converse, there have been 3 different resale shops try to do it and weren't successful. They just keep trying. I'm like, man, this mall isn't. It's not equipped for that. Like, nobody's walking around trying to buy Jordan 4s for $500. Like,
well, I mean, for first of all, it's an outlet mall, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, it's not a retail mall. I mean, it is. It's retail, but like, I see exactly what you're saying. Yeah,
not for that.
And I think it's probably tough to do that in general, even if you have the right kind of traffic to run that kind of business model. I mean,
now
we have shops here in Raleigh. I see shops come and go.
Yeah. Like y'all got Capital BST. I've been in there. I've been in Courtside, Request, but they're all in regular malls. They're not in a Tanger Outlet mall.
Right.
So it is different.
Those are the classic 2 that we have here. That are the big ones. We have some other ones that are vying for I guess top level resale shops in Raleigh. But
yeah,
BST is the one, man. That's a great shop.
Yeah, I've never bought any shoes from there, but
I've spent thousands of dollars at BST.
Have you?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, the only thing I bought from there, and it was like right when we moved here, and I couldn't find one. I'm into jerseys too, so they had a vintage Vince Carter swingman, the regular one that says Toronto 15, not the one with the dinosaur, the one he won like the dunk contest in, and they had it for like $75, and it was a 3X. I'm like, I don't even find these bitches like this on eBay, so that's the only thing I bought from there.
I got these Jordan 2s and the Black History Month Jordan 2s used for $200
for both of them.
Like they were up on the used shelf. I think together it was like $260. And I took them up front. I'm like, what if we I get both of these? You give it to me $200. They were like, let me talk to so and so. I'm like, yeah, we'll do it. Like, I mean, how many dudes are pulling up trying to buy their Jordan 2s?
Yeah. I got lucky with my BHM 2s. I found them at an Uptown Cheapskate for $37. So I got lucky. They had a box, and they had some, like, infrared laces in there. They weren't the real laces. But I got lucky because I found them, and they had the Deconstruct 2s, the all-black ones. And they were more than the BHM ones. They were like $50. Like, this doesn't make any sense, but I'm going to take them anyway.
Yeah, they pulled mine out of the back, and I was like, "There's no boxes with these. This is what." And I'm like, "All right."
Yeah,
I did. I'll be honest. I was having a shitty day that day, and I pulled up BST for a little bit of retail therapy, and the 2s came through.
Nah, yeah, that I love that. I'd have paid that for, especially the mellows. Like that's one I've just
they're in good condition too. Nah. I mean, I've made real with both of those shawls. Yeah, I'll go back and check them out. They're not dead stock, but like somebody's worn them 2 or 3 times and didn't want them anymore.
John, since we wear the same size, if you ever need to let go of any of these things, or you just tired, let me know. Especially them reimagined
you know,
boys.
you have now floated to the top of the list, Shorty. Well,
No.
I'll shoot you. I'll slide into the DMs every time I'm trying to unload a shoe, just in case you want to cop it first.
Yeah. Do you ever thrift?
All the time. I'm mostly I'm pretty much retired. I volunteer 3 days a week at Dorcas Thrift Shop here in Cary, which is a huge thrift shop that funds the nonprofit that they run. So I work in the art department, so I see art 3 days a week, but I also shop 3 days a week because I get in there to do work in my department, so I get to shop the floor before customers are there. So
Yeah, you and I, you have the time. We need to link up and maybe do some thrift content. That'll be because I'm an avid thrifter. When I have the week.
I'm getting much better at it. I am definitely the blog is the blog kind of started as sneakers and it's kind of moved into sneakers and outfits. And I'm definitely trying to avoid throwing money at things where I want to buy a shirt or shoes for content. I want to buy stuff that I want to wear, and I want to try to avoid fast fashion. I wear double XL, so thrifting's not the easiest thing in the
Me
world.
too.
But we got a nice little section. I found several nice little pieces.
Yeah.
Got these bad boys at Dorcas Thrift Shop for $30.
If y'all ever get
These are the most uncomfortable shoes in the world. They have to.
Remember, I told
These
you
are
I
the
got
worst. These are the worst fucking shoes ever.
the
And
beach
now I
shoes.
have them.
They're not even they're comfortable, but it's like a heavy comfortable. It's like a heavy ass. Yeah.
It's like I'm riding into this wedge that's just driving my feet into the front of my shoe. And if I could get my foot to stay on the cushion back here, it would be much better. But I wore those shoes for 5 minutes and I was like, these will just sit on the shelf to look pretty until I need space for shoes that are going to get real sneakers. And I'll just message you or take them right back to Dorcas to pass them on to somebody else who will have find another hype sneaker. But also, speaking of thrifting, I got these there.
Oh man, University Blue.
Yep.
Whew.
Somebody dropped these motherfuckers off, and we're all the chick for just kicking it restorations that does my sneaker cleaning and painting and stuff for me. I don't know. We've done all the research. We're 70 or 80% they're real. It passes a lot of things that normal fake Jordan ones wouldn't be. So I like to think they are real, and I don't think anybody's gonna say anything if I'm rocking them. I can tell you right now, I can't fold the fucking soles.
Yeah,
so I know it ain't that fake.
The shape and the swoosh look correct. You talking about Lamika?
Yeah. Lamika Parker. Yeah. Me and Mika are cool. We're friends.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I was I heard that before. I've seen that, and I was us. Yeah.
Yeah, she's I think I know she talks about Al, her and Al are friends. Mm-hmm. I've heard her. She's talked about with me multiple times, doing some Raleigh, Eastern North Carolina sneaker meetup, which I would love to get together with you guys, go to lunch or have dinner or something. Let's get together and put some trees in the air or something. Or at least me and Mika will.
Yeah, I'll holler at y'all. You know what I'm saying? Nah, yeah, she's been on here before. She got bad because I called her. I always call everybody by their actual name. If your name was Jonathan, I would just call you Jonathan. Unless you were don't call me that. Just call me John.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a habit of doing that. She's God, you gonna call me by my whole government? Because I was Lamika Parker.
Shorter than Pocahontas.
Yeah. So also Pocahontas is her name, on there. Yeah. Good times.
Yeah, she's good. She's good people. Sure. I like Mika a lot.
Yeah, man. We definitely got a link. Before we go, do you have any questions for me?
It seems like a whole nother show too. I honestly, it's been about interviewing me, but there's so many of these questions that I think I would have liked to have asked you too. I mean, hearing more history and more of these memories from kind of blind spots in my sneaker history. It's always interesting to kind of rehash those and hear those things. You have lots of those things to say. So let's see, a question for you. Let's see. What did you learn from COVID?
A couple of things. I mean, the biggest thing was how much we took being able to go out of the house and do stuff for granted. Like, at the time, my wife was like, "Why are you always trying to find a reason to leave and go out?" And I'm like, I can't just sit here every day, and watch TV. Like, it's cool, but it's been almost 2 months. Like, even if I just go take a ride in the car, I need to get out the house. I just can't be in here. But it also showed me, and this is gonna sound mean, but it's not meant to be. It showed me how in marriage how important your alone time is. You've been married before, you know what I'm saying? You gotta have that time to get away. That's why whenever I've had a job where I just work Monday through Friday, it'll be hard because that's what she worked. So it's like I don't never have no time for me. But if I'm working a job where I have to work some weekends, but I have a random Wednesday where I can just launch off and do what the fuck I want to do while you're working, not doing no creep shit, but just I want to go thrifting. I haven't been to this.
No. I completely understand what you mean. Well, yeah, can I speak to that a little bit, if you don't mind? Absolutely. I was married for 14 years, no, 12 years, but like a 14-year long successful relationship. I have 2 lovely children from it and a beautiful co-parent. But I left that marriage ready to do what the fuck I wanted to do and put me first and start being true to who I was and honest with myself. Now, that's all really cute sentences to say when you have children because they're always first and they always come first. But like after that, I started putting my needs and my interests first. Much like what you're talking about, alone time, ability to recharge your battery. And that's one of the great things I learned from my ex-wife. I'm like, what I don't want, what I needed, I mean, not to mention this woman dealt with the idiot that I was, that my parents handed off to her, She taught me plenty of things to get my head out of my ass, but we didn't end up together. But like, you have such a great opportunity to hit the reset button and kind of do things your way now that I don't think lots of people at 45 get to, because I mean, this is rhetorical, but how many of your friends are in shitty marriages, or
probably half
people you know?
Probably half of them.
I can name 2 or 3 or 4 off the top of my head that their marriage is probably in some kind of dire straits and they both lying to each other. That's not the world I want to live in. I'm in a much happier place now, being honest with myself. And I have an incredible partner that I've been together now with for 11 years. So like, I don't stay single for long, but also like, I found an incredible partner that, matched my energy and wanted to support me as much as I wanted to support her. And, that started from an energy of like putting me first. So there's no shame in taking care of yourself and putting and loving me some me.
Thank you for that.
I don't know if that helps or not, but
no, it's good to hear that. That gives me some perspective. So yeah. But yeah, learning that and just realizing too that we're still friends. We're just not going to be married, anymore. But
yeah,
realizing that being friends first is so important, just from the standpoint of when things are fucked up, you've still got that friendship to fall back on, like a foundation. Like, getting on my goddamn nerves. You know what I'm saying? But I love her.
I can completely relate to that. I think that's why me and my ex-wife do such well with co-parenting. my marriage problem was that we were friends, and that was it.
Yeah.
Like we ended up marrying each other's best friend, and just kind of found out like, wait, are we actually in love? Are we actually hot for each other? I don't think so. So, but you live and learn. I mean, 24-year-old John was a fucking moron getting married out of college. You know, ready to live happily ever after.
Right.
Which is like, what is you know, it's corny, but it always reminds me what Andre 3000 say. You know, forever never seems so long until you're grown. Jesus fucking Christ, forever sounds like forever. Forever, 20 years ago, felt like forever, bro. Like that was.
Then it's a sober realization. Even that song is almost 25 years old.
My God, yes. Like what was I like? The Stankonia came out 25 years ago. Goodness gracious.
Yeah. Well, I really appreciate.
We've been going at it. We've been going at it for 2 hours.
Yeah, I
Shorty.
appreciate that.
That's I did not really. Yeah, it's been lovely. It's been amazing. I did not know we would be able to fill this much content, but it's been an enjoyable conversation for sure.
Sure, man. Look, we definitely got a link. It's not many times that I make it east of Mebane, but you know what I'm saying, I definitely would love to hang with you, you know, and
well, you make it east of Mebane and I make it west of Mebane.
All right. Yeah, we'll set that up.
You know, maybe we'll have a cup of coffee in Hillsboro or something.
For sure. All right, man. Well, look, thank you so much for being here.
Everybody,
yes, follow us, man.
Appreciate you inviting me, and it's been great. Thank you so much, Chris. Appreciate you.
Man, I'll be in touch, man. Peace.
Pete, have a good night. Later, guys.
Good night, y'all.